Okay, I thought I'd make you this little video while I'm drinking my coffee this morning to explain my post a little further, or my response anyway, in that group. So, I've been talking with my kids a lot about this lately, or we've been having conversations about it, I should say, not talking to them, but talking with them, having conversations with them about time, and so they can really understand time. I didn't understand time so well when I was young. And, time is only relevant in your mind, and so much of what goes on is relevant only in your mind. And because time only exists right now, it doesn't exist in the past and it doesn't exist in the future. You can jump through time, you can time travel and adjust your life so much when you understand time and that time is just right now. So you can't go to the past and you can't go to the future as in time. You can't transport your physical body there. However, you are able to take your mind and take it to the past, right? You have memories from the past. You have memories from when you were small, little. Like some people have memories like way, way back, and those are your conscious memories. So you have subconscious memory way back. I mean, way, way, way back. And some believe, and I've been studying on epigenetics and the imprinting we have even from our parents and why we've been, before we were, so to speak. Uh, so there's so much to it. But when you understand that time is just right now and everything else exists in your mind, so your childhood, your past, your youth, your whatever age you are, everything before right now is all in your mind. It doesn't actually exist anymore. None of it. There's evidence of that time and evidence of those things, but it doesn't actually exist. It only exists right now. And the future doesn't exist. It isn't there yet, if you think of it like that. Or you think of it as all existing all at the same time. You're able to float from time to time to time and adjust things. So you can look at how and where what you want to feel and what you feel like and embody that and think about it and feel it on what you want to feel like 20 years from now or 5 years from now or 5 minutes from now, if that's hard for you. When I first started this process when I was younger, it was hard for me to think of that way. It was like, well, maybe a few minutes or a few years, but I can do that now into my old age, to the end of me. I can do that, and I can go back to my youth and do the same thing. And doing that as far as your youth and piercing time and jumping through time to when you were young is so healing, is so beneficial. You can go back to when times and events in your life when you were really hurt or when you were really affected by somebody else's decisions or choices or behavior, or times that were really of wounding for you, and you can readjust it. You can pierce through that time and you can go talk to that little person that you were and give them the understanding that you have now. Give them the insight that you have now. Give them the grace that you have now and the love and support and, just everything. You give that little you everything and it changes everything for you. It rewrites all the stories. It changes who and what you are now because you're validated. You have understanding, you have love, you have grace, you have everything you didn't have then that created those wounds. So you can jump through time and adjust these timelines. And so the more we understand that that's how time works and that we're only right now, the more we can start planning the next best and the next best and the next best. And hold on, I get a drink. uh you can change the outcome of a lot. So my response is, like in these groups that I'm in some off-grid groups or prepping groups for people that want to move off-grid. And it's kind of funny sometimes because I didn't know anything about moving off-grid and then I did it. So I just had to think about what I wanted right now. And that really helped me to think about, well, what's important to me now? What's this? What's that? Oh, I've been struggling with that forever. For example, I was like, my kids used to go to school. My oldest child went through the entire public education system, and he's like 26 years old now. And the rest of my kids did not. Some of them went for a few years, some of them only went for a year, and then they've been out of it for a long time. And so I started looking at these these systems and ways and constraints and things I was doing in my own life. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's not what I really want. I don't believe that, or I don't like that, or I'm not doing that. So I didn't like it then. I wouldn't like it in the future probably. So I started getting really clear about how I wanted to exactly live right now in this moment. And then it started lining up for how I wanted to live in the future. And what if this happens? Or what if, oh God, my hand's cramping. Hold on. You know, what if all the things that what if could happen? You know, what if the system collapses? Or what if, you know, we have a war? Or what if the resources are short? Or what if, or what if, or what if, all this fear. And I stopped living in fear and started living in faith of how I want to live my life. And I started at just, you know, faith didn't come instantly, but I started having to ask myself these questions. And the more I did, the more I started getting in alignment. And everything I wanted, I said, or that fell into line with, you know, how I wanted to live, I said yes to. And if it didn't, it was a hard no. And I mean hard, like not hard, like no. Like, oh man, that's hard. Because used to, I'd say yes. Or just let it go. So standing for those things to get in alignment with the life you want to live can sometimes be very challenging. And people think you're crazy, and your family, certain members may want to just, you know, want you to fuck off, and others want to attack you, or maybe not. Maybe that's just my experience. But anyway, yeah. So there you go. There's a clarification. If you want some more on that, I can share some more with you. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want. Like, have you ever, or I mean, how much could that help you? How could that help you if you stopped living in fear of all the things that might happen and started really focusing on what you want to happen, the way you want to feel, the way you want to live, the way you want to look, the way you want to experience, the people you want to be around, you know, the kinds of things that you want to have part of your life. And when you start really focusing and zoning in on that, it allows you to line up so much better with how to create and design that and have success versus being in fear and what do I prep for and what do I plan for and what if this happens and what if that, who the fuck knows, and how could you even know? I mean, seriously, how could you even know? So you just got to decide what's important to you right now and line your life up with that, and more clarity will come, and more peace. You'll have more faith in what you're doing, and you'll have more peace, and you won't have so much like, what if? You know, because that's a fucking shitty place to live. I used to live there a lot. Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if that happens? What if? You know, and I believe it's because I've always been a high responsibility kind of person. Like, I want to be responsible. I want to make sure that things are covered. I don't like feeling lack, you know, and some of that's related to my youth and growing up, you know, always being in lack, always being poor, always being without, you know. And so I always wanted to be responsible, make sure that shit got covered. And I had a big family, so that's a big job. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. So I had to find a way out of that fucking like shake box every day of mental craziness. And that's when I started lining up what I wanted right now. And what I want right now is to do what I want with my time. What I want right now is to do art when I want to do it. What I want right now is to hang out with my people and to love on my dogs and to eat healthy food and to exercise and build up these muscles. They're getting good. Today is 24 laps. I have faith. You know, how come I have faith? Because I started doing what I want to do today. Instead of, used to, I worked out all the time and lifted weights. I was like, oh. And I was this big meathead, you know. I weighed like 200 pounds and had all this meat on me. And now I don't have as much meat on me, and I got way better, like, cooler muscles that are way leaner, you know. And they're like, oh, damn, you can see your muscle. It's not like, yeah, I think there's muscle under that, but... And I quit lifting weights. I quit going to the gym and working out. I just started living the kind of life I want to live. And the kind of life I want to live is spending at least 3 to 5 days a week being physically active at some point during the day and doing it with my family. My daughter reminded me the other day that in the pool, you know, we do laps together and there's 5 of us.